Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-July 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all that. For those of you new to the channel, source what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is quick the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, not just bridge the gap, then that becomes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm not going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Alright, past energy on your side, we have desire. So this is the equivalent of the Chariot in traditional tarot, which is the major arcana card for Cancer. So for some of you guys were moving through Cancer season, maybe you've recently felt this way. But it's not pointing to a timeline in particular. Either way, this looks like you had a strong desire for this connection to move forward, and you might have felt like it was even fated in some ways. All right, and past energy on this person's side, we have the Nine of Wands. So this could just be saying that they might have been feeling very guarded around a connection, and I feel like if that's the case, it might have been due to an unhealed abandonment wound, because we see the background there, we see the child behind the gate, and then they're looking at what's possibly the parents, right? So they might have felt like they were always left out when it comes to affectionate displays when they were growing up, right? So they might have just always felt like, they were never going to be the focus of anything, never going to get love. So even though, that might seem weird to someone who hasn't had that experience, I feel like that's something that they've been dealing with in the past. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Ten of Arrows. So for some of you, you might actually come to that realization that this unhealed wound possibly is causing an issue within the connection between the two of you. And for some of you, you might communicate that and actually possibly go as far as wanting to end the connection with this person in the present. Doesn't always have to mean that though, because we do see the 9 arrows there, which could also mean just having a lot of fear and anxiety around the situation. And then we see the 1 arrow separate from it, pointing in their direction. So at the very least, maybe you'll just bring it up as a conversation topic, maybe with not having the ultimate goal being ending the connection, but just more of trying to get a feel for where they are and trying to address the issue. All right, present energy on their side, we have the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. So yeah, again, we see here, especially with the 3 of Swords, that I feel like there's just a lot of healing that they possibly have to do, because this 3 of Pentacles, when I see the artwork in this deck, it makes me think of someone who would do something to test the strength of a connection, right? And ultimately, the main reason why you would do something like that is if you already had doubts, right? So, and with seeing the 3 of Swords beneath that, I feel like this is one of those things where it's probably tied into the original wound, right? But they just might have a fear like, oh, can I rely on this person to, be faithful, right? So they could have all these fears around relationships, and that could be what's causing the issue between the two of you right now. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the 9 of Arrows. So here we were just talking about the 9 arrows and the 10 of Arrows card, but here we do see something a lot more similar to the traditional image for the 9 of Arrows or 9 of Swords in most tarot decks, where we do see it looks like there's some anxiety and losing sleep around the situation, right? But what's interesting with this deck is we do see the angelic figure there, and it looks like they're extending an arrow, which again would represent communication, right? And then we see the 8 arrows up there. So for some of you, you might feel like you might have done some damage around the situation. Like I said, for some of you, might not have intended to try to end the connection, but maybe within the way the conversation went down, it might have led to that. And then in the future, it looks like there might be some regret around it, and you just might be getting some signs and synchronicities around, them saying, well, hey, try to reach out and try to mend fences around the situation there, but looks like there might be a reluctance on your part to do so. You just might feel like it's too much damage done at this point, but that's what I see with that. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the 7 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Pentacles, in most decks usually points to an energy of someone just reflecting, right, and realizing like, okay, they've been putting work in towards something for a while, but maybe they're starting to see diminishing returns on it, right? So there could be a second guessing, like, do they want to continue on that path or not? But with this deck, what stands out to me is we see the person running. And to me, it could just be saying that they might come to that realization, after this whole situation that, okay, yeah, actually, they might come to the realization that they were causing the blockage within the connection and might actually want to rush in now to try to put in the effort. So that's what I see with that. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Two of Staves. So for some of you, this could just happen at two different points, right? For some of you, this could have been the spark that you initially felt to want to get the connection throughout this person, but then I do have to at least entertain, given that their back is turned to the cards on the side. For some of you, because of this experience, some of you might also decide that you would just rather cut your losses and look elsewhere. All right, and then bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Five of Wands. So what stands out to me with this artwork is we see the multiple feminine figures, and then we see the one masculine, right, with the flowers behind their back. So the way this comes across to me is, and again, to me, it could point to how they might get in their own way, right? Because they might make it seem like they have multiple interests, right? Or they might seem like they only want something casual, but with the flowers behind their back, I feel like this is saying that their ultimate goal would be to pick one person, right? To settle down with one person. But all of their outward displays might show that they're not interested in that. So, when we think about, like I said, this, I feel like it all probably stems from originally an abandonment wound. So now they're like, oh, I don't want to show interest in someone and show that they mean a lot to me because it's going to lead to loss anyway, right? So they could do these things where they essentially self-sabotage. But I feel like this is the same with that Seven of Pentacles. Maybe they'll come to that realization, But yeah, if there's ever any doubt in your mind, like what's their deal, it does look like ultimately they would like to settle down, but it just seems like ultimately they're the ones getting in the way of that happening. So that's what I see with that. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to mix. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages level card deck here. Just going to pull a single card from this one. Almost got one already. And there we go. All right. And next, we'll see what we get from the Wisdom Oracle. So same situation. That's going to be looking for a single card from this deck, and then we'll read the messages from both and wrap the reading up with that. All right, and got one there. All right, so from the Messages of Love, we have Here and Now. It says your true love is already part of your life. Well, interesting, right? Because I could see with the desire energy on your side in the past, at the very least, you might have felt that right away, right? But like I said, it seems like with this person, ironically, ultimately, they do seem to want to settle down with one person. But again, like I mentioned, it seems like they have unhealed wounds that get in their way around that situation. But that's what I see with that. And to be fair, maybe they could also benefit from that message too, as far as realizing that, okay, yeah, settle down, right? Don't worry about testing this, that, and the other, and just trust what's there. But we'll see what the Wisdom Oracle card adds to the mix. All right, we have Y. There's the artwork, and the number is 31. So we'll see what this has to say. I have a feeling this is also going to resonate more for the person's energy on that side, but we'll see what it says. All right, the relationship message says we don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way we do, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you are being triggered by someone else or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? And why did I say that? and spend some time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasure of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? So yeah, not surprising there. Like I said, that definitely seems like that would for sure benefit the person whose energy is on the right side. So for some of you, like I said, this might be your energy for some of you. But if that's the case, hopefully that message resonated for you. And if not, hopefully your person cross watches this and gets that message as well. But hopefully that resonated for you guys. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.